Hello, my fine friends. Hello, everybody. I know that I think today is December 2nd for people who don't catch the video on this day, but for those of you who do know, gosh, I've been sick for about 5 weeks. So I'm pretty sure I've had COVID. I'm tested negative now, but yeah, it's been pretty rough, and I'm at that fatigue point where I've had fatigue so bad. And yesterday I tried to go out and go for a drive and to take some soup to my mom or something and to see how I felt, because you know how after you're sick inside for a long time, you go, okay, I got to try to do something. I got to try to do something normal, or try to do a normal action or behavior to see if you just need to shake it at that point, because you don't know if it's just in your head anymore. You just feel, just don't have any energy from just being sick and sitting around forever. So yeah, yesterday I tried to do for others, me, and take some soup to my mom. And by the time I made it back around, I had to drive like a half an hour and then back, and I tried to drop soup off for a client that has missed me while I've been sick. And gosh, by the time I got halfway back, I felt like a train had completely hit me. So I was like, I guess I can't do anything yet. It's just been really, really challenging. But yeah, so like yesterday I kind of had like like, God, what are you asking of me sort of, moment. And I woke up this morning just saying maybe I'm just need to just rest even more, even though it's difficult, right? So I woke up today, and I'm always preaching about the come as you are. You're accepted here with me, however you are, no matter how you are. And so here I am. I'm actually in my pajamas. I haven't washed my face. I laid through my hair up in a clip this morning. I think I ate something and brushed my teeth, but I was like, the last video or two I made, I didn't come on live just because, it was, who wants to come on live when you kind of feel like that, or you kind of look how you look to yourself, But if I, can't show myself at my weakest and worst moments, so to speak, then I would kind of be contradicting what I preach to everybody, and that's to accept and be happy, no matter where we're at, wherever we're at in our life, at whatever moment it may be, that to fully accept who you are and not to criticize that, and and then to show others, that who you truly are, because this is really who I am right now. I've been sick, and I've been exhausted, and I've been fatigued, and I've been laying around, and sometimes we're lucky if I knew how many days it was before I took a shower. So but yeah, I'm not gonna go on live because I just look like a wreck, and I'm like, you know what, I miss you guys. And I was trying to finish reading The Gift of the Red Bird for everybody, and it literally is in the last chapter. It has like 3 pages. And December 6th is actually going to be 14 years when I lost my father. So this time of year can be challenging, although I try to just glide through it and not think about it as much. And I know the days, when we lose somebody, the days that work up to are sort of like more difficult than the day itself sometimes. But I'm trying to, maybe this year will be easier and different for me, because maybe I feel my father's presence more with me. I do, now that I've got God in my life. So, but reading The Gift of the Red Bird has been a sort of a big deal for me. I know a lot of you were listening. It's just a spiritual encounter a woman had after she lost her husband and her daughter. But I was actually taking care of a woman at one point, caregiving for her, and I was dealing with a lot of anxiety at the time. And there was this estate sale down the street from her house. And every time I would drive past the estate sale, I would want to stop. But I didn't stop because I didn't know why. Something made me uncomfortable. And then one day I said, why am I uncomfortable? Why am I not stopping? So I stopped my car in front of it and said, because I was dealing with anxiety. Well, so eventually I was like, well, no, but I wanted to go. So I walked up to the estate sale, and at the estate sale, I found The Gift of the Red Bird was the book, one of the books that I found at the estate sale. So I was, and that's, the cover of that's got the cardinal on the front. And the cardinal is a really strong symbol for a lot of people spiritually, but for me in my life and my family, the cardinal has been a very strong family symbol my whole life. So, but anyway, I wasn't going to pop on live, and I wanted to finish reading that book, and it's really just got a couple pages, and the last few pages are just really good, and for those of you who've been listening. But anyway, so I just wanted to come as I am and be straight, here I am the way that I am, sick and, in my pajamas and no makeup. And, I always talk about the come as you are and be as you are. And I accept, I truly love you the way that you are. And I hope that you can be less critical of yourself at difficult times, so here I am as I am, and I wanted to finish reading Gift of the Red Bird for you. And I just want to remind you that the best way out is always through. That might look backwards to you, but the best way out is always through. And that is very true. So we can't go around it. We can't jump over it. We can't go around it. We can't, ignore it. The best way to get through anything is to go through it. The best way to heal over it, the best way to overcome things, the best way out of that situation, a rough situation, a bad situation, an unhealthy situation that we don't feel good, maybe we're sick, but there's no way out of anything unless we go through it. So remember that the best way out is always through, and keep life simple. Keep life simple. And I want to thank you all so much for being here with me. I do. I love you guys, and I miss you. Hope everybody's doing good out there, thinking about everybody. And I know it's really tough times, even though we find some positive good things. I know we find some positive good in all of it too, because it's always there, but and it's been really challenging as well. So I'm thinking about everybody, and I love you guys, and sending so much peace and love and healing to all you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here with me when you are here with me. You know how much it means to me. So I love being here with you guys, regardless of what video I'm making, whether I'm reading or talking or sharing scripture or whatever it may be. I just love being here with you guys, and it really, I'm sure that when I'm done with my video today, I always feel better and have more energy, or feel more peaceful if I don't have more energy, and I feel more rested. So I hope that it makes a difference in your day, just like you make a difference in mine being here with me. And I am going to finish literally like 3 little pages of the rest of The Gift of the Red Bird. It's been a spiritual encounter, and I'm just going ahead and start reading that for you before I exhaust myself with my chitter chatter like I like to do sometimes. So I love you guys. So she was finishing out her vision quest, and this is the very end of the book. The powerful teachings I have received continue to inform my mind and heart. And I'd love to say about this book, with where we're at in our lives, this is just so relative to everyday life, isn't it? So it's so healing to just read and hear something that we can truly relate to. If not now, then from the past, or, up and coming, right? So the powerful teachings I have received continue to inform my mind and heart. The joy and tenderness of the red birds waiting for me has never left, nor have red birds. Ever since the experience, they seem to find me. Sometimes when I return to the canyon, So many red birds will surround me, singing that I cannot walk without tears. Often, as I travel, preparing to lead a retreat or give a talk, a red bird will cross my path. It has happened in the middle of cities, in the country, in the mountains, at the shore. This has happened to me too. I'm just so covered with energy presence right now, because that's happened to me too. Once the bird was sitting right on the doorstep of a church as I entered to speak. Whenever the red bird appears, that particular gathering is always powerful in some dimension well beyond my understanding. During the writing of this book, the red bird was outside my window or at my feet each day. It was an equal non-coincidence that just as I was writing the story about Gabe, the Lady Lodge employee who visited me during the first afternoon of my vision quest, there was a knock on the door at Lodestar, where I was staying. Gabe stood in the door. I had not previously seen him since our encounter in the wilderness 5 years before. Even though I had been at the Lady Lodge countless times, it is confirmation to me that beyond the material world of cause and effect, there is a dimension of spirit waiting for our recognition. We see such a small piece of all the wonder surrounding us. In reading through these pages, I have noticed many things. The length of the grief process, the way God must continue to be followed and pursued, and the fact that yesterday's understanding of the divine are already old. It's only the immediate day and the moment right before me that matter. There is so much to learn, and I see the degree to which I've limited years of intake with fear. It is clear that I never saw more than I was willing to risk seeing. I also note how often the same lessons were repeated. I have learned and relearned again lessons about not clinging to what you love. Obviously, this is a particular important teaching for me. I also saw that when I was in the abyss following my family's death, I needed to find within myself the same response which freed me the night of the wilderness storm, to look into the darkness and see the light. Many of the truths presented to me at the Sundance when I was 24 years old were identical to the truths I finally incorporated during my vision quest. Almost 20 years later, at 24, I wasn't nearly ready to contain them. Truth had to fall on fertile soil, and in a way, all the intervening circumstances which I experienced during those years were essential parts of my soil's preparation. Our journeys are evolutions. I recognize the importance of seeing. Perception is what matters most. If my seeing does not expand, neither does my faith. Any fear which limits seeing is extremely costly. Seeing is crucial. That's why it is essential to seek vision and create enough silence in one's life to listen to God. Whenever we see more than we are willing to. I noted the number of times I wept when I first encountered something of importance, even if I understood it very little or not at all. nevertheless, nevertheless, I don't think I can say that right now. I don't know. Nevertheless, something in me was moved. The presence of that knowing or intuition gives me great comfort. It says that the sound of what is genuine resonates in each person. I guess we needed something to make a smile or laugh or something. Nevertheless, I can't say it right now. Nevertheless, I can't say it right now. This reminds me to pay attention when I am affected by something. Pay attention and pursue. Finally, I am aware that most of the freedom, beauty, and joy I have found requires risk. I had to be willing to suspend all the conclusions I already had in order to find the next truths God was revealing. That's so good. You cannot be safe and also see. You choose. I think of the words, no man can serve two masters. They aren't idle words. You can't have life on your own terms and also the kingdom. It's a matter of knowing what you want more than you want anything. I am learning to listen, pay attention to everything. Truth surprises me. It does not always come in the way I anticipate it will. I have found it in traditions different from my own and in people with the least bearing or stature. The hardest to admit is that I had often found truth in places, people, traditions about whom I've had a lot of judgment. God is in everything. That knowledge alone, if grasped, is enough. So good. So good. Ultimately, God remains mystery to me. Sometimes friend or father, mother, listener, guide, lover, distant, silent. Always, he says, will you follow me? Even if there's nothing to give you stability, even if you can't understand where I'm leading you, even if you must wait for the things you desire, even in the darkness, will you risk your incarnation to follow the mystery? Will you listen to the earth and let it speak? Will you follow me in the wilderness? (1990 to 95), she wrote a prayer for the earth. So good. I sit at the foot of a bluff which had slowly been eroded by glacier, wind, and water. I think of the erosion inside of me, the places God is trying to wear smooth. I read a friend's poem, Offering of Tears, written at the conclusion of a day of fasting. He writes of offering God his tears and ends by saying, I have nothing else to offer you. I think about that. I have bought so many gifts this summer, wedding gifts, birthday gifts, hostess gifts, thank you gifts. But what do I have to give you, God? What would please you that I have? A flock of gulls flies overhead. They are so beautiful, their black wings against the morning's blue sky. Last night I watched the same sky, covered with stars. I feel the ocean water which laps at my toe. I walk among the rocks. picking up quartz and crystal. What do I have to give you? I close my eyes and listen. You say to me, love the beauty of my creation. I wait. There must be more, but there is no more. I have that glare again. Wait, there we go. Where was I? There must be more. I am left hearing the words again. Love the beauty of my creation. I have a goofy glare getting me. I think I had that happen last time. Sorry about that. Prayer for the creatures. To move you around. Sorry. Things just happen sometimes. Not funny. Oh my goodness. Well, that gives somebody a reason to laugh, huh? I'm dropping the phone on the floor. Prayer for the creatures. To change feels very fearsome to me. God, I like my old consciousness. I hold it close and notice the way it is familiar to my innermost parts. I have no idea what you mean when you call me to extravagant love. Come to the well, you say. Come, follow me. I press my ear to the living rock of the well, listening to my life. Truth be told, I am afraid to be free. There is so much security in the way I've always thought and in the way I've always thought about you. In the neat compartment where I keep you, come to the well. I dip my bucket deep into your unfathomable water. I lower my life into your chambers, into the arms of your living presence. And you take my pain, my fear, my brokenness, my timid yes, and illuminate it with your light. I come to the well and hear my name. Prayer for heavens. Last night I slept alone under the stars on top of Circle Bluff. Off and on during the night I watched the constellations, noting that they appeared in different locations above my head. And as the night progressed, lying still on my back, it was difficult to see, remembering that the stars were not moving. I was. Suddenly, that struck me in its fullness. I was laying on a living globe of seas, rivers, canyons, lying somewhere in the midst of vast space, and the earth underneath me and all its oceans, mountains, and valleys was slowly, deliberately, majestically turning. The magnificent order of things, the wonder that we are affected by, and the effect, the movement of the stars, the knowledge that there is a fire to catch and it burns in each of us, the knowing that we see a fraction of all that is, and it is good. The mystery of who we really are is so extraordinary. How can our lives become so full that God calls and we do not even hear? How can we miss that we are in the presence of extravagant love? This is so good. I just hope that, everybody can just take a second and go out, appreciate just life and being outside. It's like nature is so incredible. A prayer for the winged ones. I opened the garage door this morning to pull out my trash barrel for the weekly ritual. As I struggled with the lid, a small noise startled me. Almost a musical note above my head. Looking up, I saw a bluish dove sitting on the top of a rafter. She had apparently gotten trapped inside. For a moment, my eyes held her eyes, and I imagined how frightened she must have been, or was. It was hard to believe that such a winged being, a creature who is able to fly beneath the sun, who knows the intimacy of sunrise, let herself get caught in such a dark place. I'm sure everybody can relate to that. Slowly, I walked back to the outside door and pushed it open all the way. I let in the sky and whisper to the bird, "You can go if you want to go. You're free." She hesitated for a moment, then gracefully spread her wings and dipped lightly from the rafter to the level of the door. Finding the opening, she quickly flew toward the light. In one breath, she caught the wind and was gone. I think the bird was me. That is the end of The Gift of the Red Bird. For everybody who's been listening, I've been doing those videos for a long time, several months. The last poem, she has a poem on the back called Silence, and it says, "I need not shout my faith thrice eloquent. Our quiet trees and the green listening sod. Hushed are the stars whose power is never spent. The hills are mute, yet how they speak of God." So that was Gift of the Red Bird by Paula D'Arcy, A Spiritual Encounter. If anybody is interested in any of hearing the rest of the story, the full thing, I'm gonna put the full readings of in a folder or whatever, and put it down in the section, a link to it, but it's on my YouTube page, so they're all going to be together in a folder or whatever. I can't think of the word. So I will put them all together, so if anybody is interested in hearing all of the readings from The Gift of the Red Bird, then it's going to be there. So and I'll post that down here in the bottom of the comments when I'm done too. So you guys are awesome. I can't believe I can't believe my phone fell on the floor in the middle of a reading. Those things are kind of funny when they happen, right? So I hope that you guys are truly doing awesome. I want to thank you so much for being here with me. It's always so good to see you, and I'll pray for you and your loved ones and everybody. Everyone send their good healing to me. I think I'm going on week 6 where I've been homebound and sick with this, so send good energy to me too, and I'm sending good healing vibes and energy to you. The Gift of the Red Bird is done and completed, so I felt the good vibes from that. With I want to tip my phone over again. Oh boy, what is it to hold it? I feel sorry, I had to move on you guys. That sun is just really not giving up on me here. We got a different background anyway. So yeah, The Gift of the Red Bird is done, and always, who knows what next little adventure I'll be on with you guys. So I know I'm always on doing scripture and different sorts of things, and I look forward to, when there is an ending, there is always something new that begins. So I look forward to that, and look forward to that with you. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm sending you so much peace and so much love, and hope you all are doing so good and well, and keeping your spirits up, and finding the good in the chaos and the beauty in the struggle, and if you can't, then just give that one to God. Give you my worry, I give you my fears, I give you my anxiety, I give you my, about all of those things that we may struggle with, whether it be finances or self stuff or depression or anxiety or work or children or spouses or friends, You know, life can be very challenging, but you know, sometimes when you don't know what to do, one of the things I heard Oprah say a long time ago on I think it was um, Soul Sunday she used to do on TV. She said, when you don't know what to do nothing. You know, and it truly does work. So you give that to God, give it to the universe, you know, and just let the situation, but you got to release it for it to be able to do its thing. So we just let go of it, and promise God will read. It won't last forever, and it will end well. Let's say that, right? This won't last forever, and it will end well. So trust in things, trust that there's a higher good purpose for things, even though we can't see it in the challenge sometimes. Even when we do have things that are terrible that happen, and we have things that are tragic that happen, is tragic and hurtful, and as much as that can be heavy on us, that those things really truly bring us so much beauty and goodness. And I guess right now I'm thinking even in the loss of like my father, right? So in the loss of that, I my eyes were open to so much beauty around me. So not that I would, you know, of course we want our loved ones back, but I can always see things, we can always see things and get a perspective of things that we never saw before. And that's thanks to that person, thanks to that loved one that we had, that we cared so much about, you know. So I guess I want to send a prayer and good thought out to all of those who have lost someone as well, and who are thinking about somebody today and all their days, you know, and sending peace and love to you, and balance for those things, and strength in those moments when they're challenging. So I love you guys for being here with me, and I'm going to go rest, and hopefully the next time I see you, they'll be feeling even better. So I love you, and thanks for being here. I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love. Good thoughts, good things, good thoughts, good things. Bye.